Now to the trial of Tory Lanez, that rapper accused of shooting Grammy-winning artist Megan Thee Stallion in the feet. Jury deliberations now underway after hearing closing arguments today. The lawyer for Lanez isn't denying that Megan Thee Stallion was shot, but says that their client isn't the one responsible. For more, let's bring in Brian Buckmire, ABC News contributor and host of Law and Crime Network. So, Brian, the jury heard closing arguments today. So what do we know, and what do we know about jury deliberations?
So, Kira, so far what we know is that there's a lot of chaos in this case. And for the prosecution, they're trying to make sense of it all and say, hey, this is easy. Believe Megan Thee Stallion, believe the testimony that you've heard so far, forget about the lies, the inconsistencies. Tory Lanez committed a crime. For the defense, they're saying all of these inconsistencies from different witnesses, from different viewpoints. That's reasonable doubt, and it wasn't Tory Lanez who shot. Instead, it was Kelsey Harris, the friend. And in terms of jury deliberation, we know that they got the case around 11:15 a.m. their time, so they're 3 hours behind us in New York. And so far, no notes. They're just working towards some kind of sense of this case.
All right, so let's talk about these text messages that prosecutors actually showed from Meg's former assistant and friend, Kelsey Harris. It says that it read, "Help, Tory shot Meg, 911. But when taking the stand to testify, Harris said that she did not know why she wrote that since she didn't see anything happen. So how is the jury going to take that into consideration?
It goes back and forth. This statement, these text messages should have been a slam dunk for the prosecution. You put on Kelsey Harris, your text messages close in time to the actual shooting. As the prosecution argued, either Kelsey Harris is a criminal mastermind that after a shooting, she has the mindset to frame Tory Lanez when she did the shooting, or she actually committed this crime. But who she sent the text message to didn't even testify. And that raises questions as to why she sent the text message. Of course, her testimony that she said on the stand and the back and forth with her previous testimony, it's just all over the place and confusing. Where it lands, it's going to be hard to decide.
Meanwhile, Lanez's attorney is refuting all claims that he shot the gun, but Lanez himself chose not to testify in his own defense. So do you think that that will help or hurt his case?
So the law says you cannot hold the fact that someone doesn't testify or that they invoke their Fifth Amendment right against them. But the difficulty here is that the defense's case is largely built on Kelsey Harris using the Fifth Amendment, having immunity, not wanting to testify to certain facts. So it's hard for a defense attorney to say, hey, look, they invoked their Fifth Amendment right. They must be hiding something. But also, my client invoked their Fifth Amendment right. You can't use that against them. I think that's going to be a dual-edged sword that's going to help and harm their case.
All right, and Megan Thee Stallion's lawyer is saying that once there is a verdict, it won't be the end of this, as they are exploring all legal options regarding bloggers who have posted misinformation. So what are those options, Brian?
I mean, think defamation. We just saw Johnny Depp and Amber Heard some months ago go through a whole defamation case. Alex Jones went through huge defamation cases in Connecticut and Texas for Sandy Hook. I think that Megan Thee Stallion is thinking along the same lines, that through the last couple of years, her name has literally been kind of dragged through the mud through diss tracks, through social media, through Instagram, through bloggers, taking her name in a way that she believes is incorrect. If she gets this guilty verdict, that could help her with the defamation case going forward against others.
Well, this case, as you know, has received a lot of attention on social media and from the hip-hop community. It's created quite a storm around this trial for the last 3 years. So do you think that could impact the jury?
Yes and no. It all really depends on jury selection. And so far from the questions they asked at jury selection, you would think that they had found 12 people and 2 alternates who are in a bubble, so to speak, that maybe don't listen to the rap community news. They don't hear about this information because they're not connected to this community, so to speak. I mean, I heard about this because Tory Lanez is from Canada, like a few minutes away from where I was born and raised. So he's in my bubble. I know a lot about this, and I obviously listen to a lot of these people's music. If someone like me is in the jury, it affects the case. If it's someone who's never heard of their music before, probably not.
Brian Buckmire, thank you so much. We, of course, will continue to follow it. Appreciate it, Brian.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.